Hey everyone, Vinayak here. During this lockdown and the maid not coming into work, we need to do a lot of the cleaning ourselves. Wanting to offload the work, I thought of getting a robot vacuum cleaner, which was on my mind for quite some time now. But with umpteen choices, which one do we pick? I have the 360 S7 robot vacuum cleaner with me, so let's check it out. This is my first ever robot vacuum cleaner, and the 360 brand I have already reviewed the doorbell earlier, so thought why not check out the robot vacuum cleaner that they have. The general rulers of the segment, Roomba, are being dethroned with more affordable vacuum cleaner models popping up. Here's the box. We are greeted with the manuals first thing. This is good as manuals are generally hidden deep in the box and are found only after we try setting up a device, so this is something I am grateful for. Taking off the top cardboard, we see the vacuum cleaner itself. Nicely packed, the vacuum looks quite nice and white. Let's get this out and see what else is in the box. We have the mopping attachment. This robot vacuum cleaner can mop the floors too. Add water to the attachment, add it to the vacuum, and it literally mops the floor. Add sanitization liquid to the mix, and the floor gets sanitized too. Next, we have the power supply and charging station. The vacuum can keep vacuuming and home in on its charging station automatically when the battery is low. Pretty straightforward, two metal prongs in the front which would contact the connectors behind the vacuum to charge it. The charger also helps conceal the extra wire within so that it looks neat on the outside. Plug it in and we can wind it up in the compartment here if you don't need such a long cable. I'll be using all the wire as I can as my plug is quite high. Also included are different adapters allowing you to choose the one that will work with your electrical sockets. Here's an Indian one, but my socket can take almost any type of plug. If you need any other, you do have a choice. This is how you snap in the power plug, slide in and done. Now for the 360 robot vacuum. Looks so cool. The white looks so pristine. We have stickers which look like eyes if you want to add that look to it. I'll be keeping it plain as I like it better that way. There's protective foam behind the bumpers. Let's remove that. The top has the LDS LiDAR which uses the SLAM algorithm to find its way throughout the house. The dust container is found under the main flap and can be removed by holding down the clips. These are the HEPA filters. Right next to it is the brush to clean the hair and dirt from the dust container and also from the brushes below. The wheels can move up and down, effectively shock absorbers when it climbs on or off a carpet. Sweeping dust blades pull dust into the path of the vacuum. Under this compartment is the main brush where all the vacuuming takes place, and the brush pulls the dust off the floor into the dust chamber. Here's the bumper which makes the vacuum stop before it rams hard into some obstacle. Turning the vacuum on is done by pressing the power button available on top. This is how the vacuum looks when it's working. On normal floors, it would lower the suction strength. It has a suction power of 2000 PA, which I don't understand, but as the number is big, it should be good, right? Basically, it runs at 800 PA in quiet mode, 1300 PA during standard cleaning, and 2000 PA in max mode for areas such as carpets. I had set up the device using the 360 robot app, and this is how you do it. It connects via Wi-Fi, and you need to hold down the power and recharge button together to reset the Wi-Fi. The light under the flap marked Wi-Fi will blink indicating it's ready to pair. Once set, name the vacuum and something small as it would be easier to start vacuuming via Alexa. The cleaning schedules can also be set via the app so that it can work uninterrupted, especially when you're not at home. We can also set an area to be cleaned if you don't want the whole floor to be cleaned or you dropped something recently in a certain area. It can move over obstacles too if necessary. Cool, this thing is a tank. Once the areas are mapped out, we can set the restricted zones so that the vacuum stays away from those areas. This is how we set up restricted zones. If it does get stuck, it would send a notification on the app for us to help it and also reminds us to set off-limit areas. The bumper and anti-collision sensors helps it find the way through the precarious maze of furniture and objects. When it comes closer to an obstacle, it slows down so as to avoid collision, which might damage it. When it hits an obstacle, it just turns around and continues with its work. Also, anti-drop sensors prevent it from falling off the edges. There are 4 sensors on the bottom which help with that. The cleaning is thorough, it moves in straight lines, moving up and down, then side to side, cleaning any dust and debris on the way. Reminds me of the children in the Japanese schools cleaning their classrooms, only we would need more of the vacuums to be equivalent. but that would cost money. Let's give it something to clean. I have some tea powder on the floor and let the vacuum have a go at it. This should simulate fine dust particles. Let's try with some pieces of paper. These are black colored paper. Let's see how well these get cleaned up. If you have kids, this scenario is quite possible. It managed to pick up everything. Next, we have soya chunks to simulate big particles. These were the easiest to pick up by the vacuum. Now let's try out the mopping attachment. Open up the flap on the top of the attachment, fill it with water, attach, and mopping mode activates. The pad allows the water to seep through slowly and effectively mops the floor as it moves. The mopping pad is removable and is held on using Velcro. These are replaceable and come off like this. And the replacement can be installed back like this. Not sure of the life of the pad? Will update in a few months. The dust compartment on the top is easy to access and empty. It was a bit tricky for me to find out how to open it, but make sure you hold it like it's shown with the arrows pointing upwards and flip open. Now you can empty it directly into the dustbin. When the battery is low, it automatically makes its way to the charging station and charges itself. One charge should give us around 120 minutes of cleaning time. As it had mapped out the area, it knows exactly where the charging station is. It looks cool when it's reversing into its charging station. Install 360 Smart Cleaner skill and log in to control vacuum via Alexa. Start 360 robot. It's so much fun to control the vacuum cleaner via RC mode. It's so easy to control via the app. Now, what are my thoughts on the 360 S7 robot vacuum cleaner? It's smart, it does a great job cleaning all accessible areas, but therein lies the problem. It won't be able to sweep behind your sofas, and if your sofa is not tall enough, it won't be able to sweep under it also. Mine being tall enough, the vacuum can get through, but the LiDAR sensor does not. Also, move the chairs to allow enough space for it to move through, and the area under the dining table will also get clean. If any wet items are on the floor, it will need to be removed before you start the vacuum, as it can damage it. You will need to make space for the vacuum, maybe move furniture a bit, and then turn the vacuum on. The spares are easily available from a company named Camion Retail, who sell the 360 robot vacuum via their own website and also via Amazon, which would be the biggest concern for most users. If you live in a flat or a single-story house, it would have no problems accessing all the rooms. But if you live in a multi-story house, you will need to pick it up and plug it on the floor above to clean. It can't climb stairs yet, but the vacuum does support multiple floor mapping. If you have pets, this device will help clean out the hair that they shed. This is a great product if you are a cleanliness freak and like to get the floors clean more than one time a day. The mopping feature is also a great addition, and being able to add sanitizer to the mix makes it a great buy. I've been using it for almost a week now and found it to be doing its job remarkably well. I would totally recommend the 360 S7 robot vacuum for the peace of mind it provides in keeping the house clean. If you have any questions, do write in to us at tech@talkingstuff.net or WhatsApp us at 96525788833. Also make sure to like, subscribe, and also hit the bell icon to be notified when new videos are added. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.